Welcome to the free training for learning how to play Happy Birthday. So Happy Birthday is something I think all pianists should just have in their back pocket at any moment. So that's a reason I wanted to do this training. And I also wanted to do this in honor of the amazing Forrest Kinney, who recently passed away, and his birthday would have been this coming weekend. Is it January 15th? And I did Piano Connect last year in honor of Forrest Kinney, which is a virtual retreat full of classes led by some of the best piano teachers in the world. And it just by chance happened to fall on Forrest's birthday. And this year, just by chance, I'm doing a really interesting concert that again happened to fall on Forrest's birthday. So I just love to honor him each year with something. So this year we're doing the Happy Birthday. So today I'm going to lead you into just some basic ways to make it's still going to sound exciting, but tomorrow Bradley Sowash and Jeremy Siskind are going to take it to the next level, and they're going to show us how to interpret Happy Birthday in a jazz way and Latin styles. So make sure you join us tomorrow. And today it'll just, as I said, I'll take you through some of the basic harmonies. So I feel like if you're at a party or at someone's house and you learn that it's someone's birthday, you don't want to have to dig out a score and have to study something to try and play Happy Birthday for them. You should be able to just go over to their piano. Of course, everyone has a piano these days, right? Maybe not, but if they do, you want to be able to just go over to the piano and just play it as if it's just something internalized. So I really encourage you to have that in your back pocket and your students. So anytime a loved one of mine has a birthday, I always call them, and I like to not say anything, and I just start playing. That's what I do. And I feel like that's something that people are going to always remember about me. They might always say like, oh, she used to always call me on my birthday and she would always play that for me. So I just think it's a really special way to honor somebody on their special day. So as I mentioned, this is the kickoff event for Piano Connect, and that's going to happen the last weekend of January. And I've got amazing teachers like Jeremy Siskind, Bradley Sowash, Leela Viss, Irina Gorin, Samantha Coates, and they're all teaching classes on playing by ear, how to arrange, which is basically what we're doing today, how to play basic jazz, how to compose, how to do free improvisation. So if you'd like to join us, I'll pop a link later. I can put it in the chats, but it's pianoconnect.org. And there are also concerts, yoga classes, cooking demonstrations. It's super fun. Last year we had 70 people from around the world, and we had such a blast. So I hope you can join us. That's January 28th through the 30th. And so now let's get started. So I attached this handout from Leela Viss, and if you have it, that'd be wonderful. If you don't have it handy, just make sure you have I would have a piece of paper and a pencil. Very good, Maita, she's ready. So you want to be able to mark some of these chords that we'll be talking about. So the first thing we want to do is, if you can, I recommend you turn your page over because we want to not be so connected to the score. So if you feel comfortable, I would turn that page around so that you can try and play this by ear. So first we're just going to pick out the melody. So today we're going to learn it in a really basic way, and then we're going to take it all the way to a big flashy way of playing it. So we're doing it in the key of F, and so first you want to make sure you're comfortable with your F scale. So there's going to be a huge range of levels in here today, and also many of you are going to take this material and teach it to your students. So I'll take you from the very beginning up to an advanced level in a short amount of time. So first let's play the F scale, and if you can just be on mute. Okay, so that's where it all starts, just being really comfortable with the key that you're in. And then you want to think of your scale degrees. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is the C. 6, 7, back to the 1, or you can call it the 8. So keep those scale degrees in your mind, and the happy birthday starts on the 5. Okay, so it's the 5 below whatever key you're in. So starts on the 5, going to the tonic, the F. Back to the 5. Now it's surrounding the tonic, right? It's just one above it. Here's your 5 again. And then we have the octave. So from the 5, you go up an octave. And then there's an outline of whatever key you're in. I'm in F, so there's a little F chord. And then I find this is maybe the one you have to think the most about. It goes to the 4th scale degree. So if you can have these little anchors that help you remember, oh yeah, it starts on the 5, below whatever key I'm in, and it kind of circles the tonic. Oh yeah, then there's that octave, and here's my chord in the 4. I feel like if you can find those and kind of know where they start, the rest will fall into place. So try that by ear, and if that's really easy for you, I want you to try it in another key. So you can take a key that you're really comfortable with, like maybe G, and the highest level is play any key, like close your eyes. Okay, I ended up on A flat. That's the 5 of D flat. So try it in whatever key you happen to end up. So there's my octave, my triad. I chose a hard key. And then the 4. Okay, so you can challenge yourself by starting on any key. But for now, try it in F. You're going to start on that C, which is the dominant, and just play it by ear and see how you do. And if that's too easy, transpose. And if you have a question, put it in the chat, or you can get off of mute and just ask a question. Good to see you, Anne. Welcome. Good to see your face. Okay, how'd everyone do with that? Can you give a thumbs up if it was easy? Okay, so as I said, a lot of you are professionals, and that might be super easy, but that's a nice way to talk through it with your students. Or some of you might be adult amateurs, and maybe that is quite a challenge. So we're able to work in all sorts of different levels. All right, so next let's move to some of the chords. So we're going to start with very basic. So this is, we're going to just use 2 chords, the 1 chord and the 5 chord. So again, this is how you would do it if you were teaching a student for the first time on how to do this piece, or if you're an adult amateur and have not really tried this before, this is a really easy way to do it. So you have your little handout, and it has the balloons where you can write in the chords. So I would suggest you write them in. So you can either call it the 1 chord, which is the F. So again, we have our scale degrees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. And on each of those you can build a chord. The 1 chord, the 2, and you're using just the notes from the scale. The 3, the 4 would be the B flat, the 5 would be C, 6 would be D minor. Okay, so you can either call it a 1 chord and a 5 chord, or you can call it the F chord and the C chord. So the 1 chord would be F, the 5 chord would be C. So Leela gave all sorts of really detailed step-by-step instructions at the bottom of the handout, and you can go through that on your own or with students. It's very clear, but we're going to skip ahead a little bit in order to save time, so I'm just going to give you some clear examples. But you can really take a lot of time and try all sorts of different chords. She wrote them all out here. It's very clear. So I encourage you to be curious and try all sorts of different options. But for now, I'll give you something very specific. All right, so the first one, we're going to use the 1, the F, down to the 5. 5, 1. So it's just a 1, 5, 5, 1. That's the first phrase. Next phrase. 1, 5. 1, 5, 1. And you want to see how quickly you can just do all that by memory. So it's just the 1 and the 5 chord. And you can do 5, 7 if you want. Okay, so try that quickly by memory. You can do the root position moving down. You could do a 5, 7 and keep it inverted. Either way is fine. But can you do it by memory? Here's my octave. So if you can't do that right away, I highly suggest you spend some time just really internalizing that. And a good way to practice it is only doing the root of the chord. Because if you can do just that root, you're really hearing those harmonic changes. And then from that, you can really open everything up. So it depends on your level. If this is enough of a challenge, just stay on these simple chords. But if you want to branch out, open those chords up. So you can just do the root, fifth, and root, and hang a harmony note underneath. So this is where it gets a lot more advanced. But you can just do the root, fifth, root, and then I'm just throwing the third in with my thumb. There, I put the fifth on my thumb. So see how I'm harmonizing underneath the melody. Okay, so you can use a bigger range of more like octaves and fifths, harmony notes in the middle. That really just depends on your level and your comfort. So that's just using the 1 and the 5 chord. Okay, so you want to be really, really clear on doing those. So you can do just blocked. So that's level number 1. Level 2 is if you want to break it up like that. Or roll it. So those are more like for students, or if this is very new for you. And then the next level is doing the root, fifth, root, and a harmony note in your thumb. Okay, so you might need to spend a little bit of time on that, but I think that gives you enough guidance on how to figure it out. Okay, so now let's add some extra chords in there to help out with our harmonies. So you can hear it sounds completely fine, just with the 1 and the 5, but let's add some new chords in there. Okay, so now when it gets to the name of the person, let's move to the 4 chord. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be my B flat chord. Okay, so when you get to their name, do the B flat. Here it is. Ooh, it's nice on that. Okay, so you can hear that already adds some interest just by changing that one little chord in there. So on their name, you can go to the 4 chord. Okay, next, well, I'll let you try that. I'll give you a minute and let you try that out. And again, if you have any questions, let me know. And then give a thumbs up if you're able to do all that. Are you able to keep up? Good. All right, let's move to one of the chord substitutions. So if we have a one chord, which is the F chord in this case, if you go down to the 6, that would be a D minor chord. And look how they have notes in common. F, A, C, D, F, A. So they can be interchangeable. So oftentimes if you have a one chord, the 6 chord will also sound good in place of it. So you can try it later on your own. You can try replacing any of the one chords with the 6 chord and see what you think. But for now, let's just put it on bar number 5, where you have that octave on the happy birthday. So we have, here it is. Ooh, going to the 4. Right. So that sounds really nice. So try that on your own, or you could try some different spots if you want. I can't remember if I mentioned for the 5 chord, you can either do just 5 or you can do a 5/7. They're interchangeable also. Please review which chord I used there. So I used the D minor, the 6th chord in measure number 5. So 1, 5, 5, 1. Here it is. The 6, D minor, to the B flat, the 4. 1, 5, 1. I hope that answers your question, Yanka. Yes, you're welcome. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a really quick story. I'm trying to do this in 20 minutes. It's not going to happen. So my quick story is when I think I just finished my master's degree in piano performance, and then I was hired as an accompanist for the university chorus, which is a huge chorus, over 100 people. And the conductor said, okay, now it's so-and-so's birthday. I want you to play happy birthday for them. And, meanwhile, I'm playing the hardest repertoire in the choral literature with 8 stabs of voices and sight reading and orchestral accompaniments. Very challenging. But he asked me to play happy birthday, and I was like, okay. And somehow I was able to do it. I'm actually not even sure if I could play happy birthday very well at all at that point. This was back in my early 20s. I was very classically oriented. And he said, when it comes to such and such part, I want you to substitute the 6th chord in that part. And I was already so stressed out to just be able to do this. So I did it for these hundreds of people, but I forgot to go to the 6th chord. And he stopped in the middle and he said, you did not go to the 6th chord. And I was like, I'm so sorry. But I just want everybody to feel comfortable playing happy birthday and to be able to just go to the 6th chord on the fly. Now I would feel different about it, but at the time it was stressful. And as I was preparing this training, I kind of had a flashback to the 6th chord of happy birthday. And here I am showing you all how to do it. So it's exciting that you can always grow and you can always learn. Okay, so that's the 6th chord. So try it out in any spots that have the 1 chord. Okay, this is where it's nice to go to the B flat and then walk it down to a G minor. Do you want to play that for us, Diana? Where is she? I don't see her. If you want to show us that, I would love to hear it. I can't see you right now in the gallery, but let us know if you want to play that for us. We would love to hear that. Okay, so this is where it gets really fun. We're going to add some tremolos and some arpeggios. So this is where it gets really flashy, where your loved ones will be like, oh, wow, they're amazing at the piano. How do they do that? So,
okay, Paula.
Oh, you ready?
I'm ready. I was
awesome.
in the other room with my computer.
Oh, nice. You have got it nailed. I love that. And you're brave for playing it for everybody. That was beautiful.
I take lessons with Bradley. I'm kind of used to this.
Oh, there you go. I bet you're excited for tomorrow.
Yeah.
So Bradley Sowash teaches he has an ongoing jazz classes. If anybody is interested, we can pop a link in that also. Okay, so back to the tremolos and arpeggios. So we're starting on a dominant. So I always like to start with like a C tremolo, and then I arpeggiate the C7 chord. So you don't have to, arpeggios can be tricky. You don't have to always do it like that. You can, I'm just doing left, right, left, right, left, right. And it can sound like, so that's what's so fun about it, is you just kind of peel them to the side, and it's not hard, but it sounds really hard. So after you do any combination, tremolo, arpeggio, down, you want them to have that C in their ear, and then you play it. Here's your 6th chord, the 4, and this is another great place to arpeggiate on their name. So again, you can just do left, right, left, right. So I'm not even doing the thumb crossing because that's harder. And then of course at the end you can arpeggiate. I always feel like it sounds nice to put a G in there. So I'm doing an F chord and I'm adding a G somewhere. Tremolo. Marilyn says, can you break down where the G minor chord was used? Are you talking to Diana, Marilyn? You can put that in the chat. I think that's a question for Marilyn. Okay, so tremolos and arpeggios. Again, it's C in the beginning because that's the dominant. Arpeggiate, C7. You can always put a D in with the F chord if you want. Here's your D minor. Arpeggiate, the B flat chord. Arpeggiate, and you can add a G, which is the 2. You can also add a D in there. Okay, so try that out. So we can get real flashy on it here. The G minor is used kind of at the end of the person's names. So instead of the arpeggio on the B flat, are you arpeggiating G minor, Diana?
Kind of, I guess.
Let's see.
No, I usually just hold it. I just play it and hold it out. And then I take it.
Yeah, G minor works on that.
Yeah. And then like instead of going, I would put like a C in the bass with the F chord before you go back to. Then I'd probably do a G minor to a C to an F.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Yeah, there's so many options. Using it after the final chord. Okay. And then hopefully y'all are able to do that. Any questions about any of that? Okay, and then the final thing you can do, well, not final, there's infinite things you can do, but the last thing I'm going to tell you about is embellishing the melody. So you can add extra little notes in there, and this is where you can get really creative. There are so many different things you can do. I'll just show you a couple little options. So you can start basic. And then here I often go on their name, because I think it's fun to really play around with their name. So I'm 3, 2, 1 right there, and then arpeggiate. And then I can add a C in there. Happy birthday to you. So just adding in little notes before some of them, like on their name. I add 2 notes before the F, E, D. And then happy birth. I just went 1 higher. 2. And then 3, 2, 1. Again, 3, 2, 1. Just a little lead in. What fingering do you suggest for F with the 2? I was just doing 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5. You can do it pretty quickly. In my left hand, I'm just doing F and C. So I encourage you to play around and find all sorts of ways. You can add half steps. Anytime there's a whole step, you can just add a little passing half step. Here's my... Okay, so that sounds a lot like a different feel to it if you add in those little half step passing tones. You can also elongate the rhythm if you wanted to make it in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can play around with the timing of it. All right, so let's do it one last time together. And just do it however you want. So maybe you're still in the... Fine. No one's going to care. Your guests will be like, oh, wow, they're amazing. Or maybe you're in the stage. Okay, so just do it wherever you are. Don't judge where you are. It's all fine. And just have fun with it. I assure you, I could not have done that in my early 20s when I was that choral accompanist with a master's degree in piano performance. So anything is possible. And I want to thank everybody so much for joining me in this. It's so fun to have so many people. This was really robust and exciting. So we are going to meet again tomorrow. This is not the end. And these are really stellar teachers that are working with us tomorrow. It is such an honor to have Bradley Sowash and Jeremy Siskind. I mean, they're just world class teachers. So I'm so thankful they're going to be working with us tomorrow and that they will be part of Piano Connect. So again, if you have any questions about the training or any questions about Piano Connect, please reach out to me. You can just reply on the free training and reach me through that, and I will send out recordings. Tomorrow is the same time. It's going to be longer since there are 2 presenters, and I think Bradley's going first from 9 to 9:30 Pacific time, and then Jeremy's following 9:30 to 10. I believe it's going to be the same Zoom link, and if there, please check your emails because it's possible we might change it. So just be on the lookout, but I think it's going to be the same link. How about a flat 6 chord ending? Does anyone want to play that and show us? Yes, the flat 6 can sound really neat. So that'd be the D flat. So that's where it has that real like it's surprise sort of sound. So you can end it on the D flat. And then that cadence I did is all whole steps. So it's just D flat, going up to the E flat, to the F. So that is a really fun ending. Whoever put that in, you're welcome to play it for us if you want. Let me just go back in the chats. I think I answered all the questions. We learned so many things and don't know how to apply them then, or we don't have the courage. I know we have all of this info. We've learned all of this our whole lives, but sometimes we don't know what to do with it. So this is, I think, the perfect example of something practical that you can use every month for a loved one's birthday, really taking what you've learned and apply it creatively. Amazing ideas. Yes, that's one I read. A glissando at the end is fun. Oh, that's a good idea. I think Diana should teach us next time. And then end it. That's an awesome idea.
No, I go down, not up.
Oh, you go down. You want to play it?
Okay.
Yes.
There you go. Okay.
Nice. Tremolos, arpeggios, glissandos, all of those are easy and they sound so flashy and impressive. So wherever you can add those in. Jennifer, you're so welcome. It's great to see you. Lori, you're welcome. Kim, thank you for coming. Reno and Julie, you're very welcome. You're welcome, Teresa and Beverly. Maita, I talked about tomorrow. You're welcome, Toshiko. Thank you, Anne, for coming. So good to see you. Thanks, Diana, for all your input. Carol Ann says, thanks for the fun. You're so welcome. And we talked about the flat 6 chord. Just in time for granddaughter's birthday. Perfect. And Kaya missed the beginning, but it's recorded, so you'll be fine. Carolyn, you're welcome. Marilyn, thank you for being interested in Piano Connect. It's so much fun. Yeah, kids love glissandos. G minor 7 and 1 after the final chord. So nice. Yeah, doing a little 2 and then a 1. It's a nice little ender. Sayuri, so good to see you. I haven't seen you since last year. Sydney, thank you for coming. Happy birthday to everyone, she says. CM said good ideas. Thank you. I always try to get all the levels. All right. This was so much fun. Everyone was so engaged and so many people showed up live. I feel energized. I might go skiing today. I have to protect my hands and hope I don't fall. It would be my first time for the year. But thank you, everyone, for coming. Any final questions? I think we're good. All right, so be on the lookout for the recording, and I hope to see you all tomorrow for our stellar sessions with Bradley and Jeremy. Have a beautiful day or evening, depending on where you are. Bye.